Yeah. Your girl's back. Hello guys, welcome. Listen, I'm gonna keep 100% real from the get-go. When I do my videos, I'm actually not bothered about makeup or anything like that, you know, as long as I look presentable. But I thought, you know what, today let me do something, you know, quarantine and all. So I put something here, something here, and then I forgot that I've been sitting in the sun, so my foundation don't match. I hardly wear red unless my face is beat. So we're not looking very cute today. I can look cuter. I promise I can look cuter. But the video's not about being cute. Just letting you know I can look cuter. You may also notice this, but that's another story for another day. Yeah, all right, let's keep it moving. So today is Positive Pockets episode 8. Thanks for coming back. And today I want to talk about how I got into my masters, how I got into doing applied positive psychology with Tenga. So yeah, as you know, when I do my Positive Pockets, I like making it nice, sweet, short and simple. So what I've done, I've just written down a few questions and I'm just going to answer them as I go along, because if I don't, I'm going to end up waffling, talking for the whole of Kenya, and we don't want an unnecessarily long video. So where my journey begins. So 2015, I graduated with my first degree, which was in psychology, counseling and therapies. Amazing 3 years, great experience. But I graduated, you know, I remember feeling, oh my god, what an amazing achievement. But then I wasn't hungry for psychology. I just remember thinking, okay, so what now? I've just done 3 years, like what do I do now? And naturally everyone goes into their own direction, you know, does their own thing. But I just remember telling myself I don't want to rush to do a master's just for the sake of having a master's degree or having the title of, well, I've done a master's. I was just like, right, Elizabeth, let me give myself a year. So I gave myself a year to just figure things out and just to take the time to really figure out whether I still want to stick into psychology or I want to explore other avenues, because I really honestly believe life is too short to just limit yourself to one thing. I know I had just done a 3-year degree, but it doesn't mean that you have to stick to what you've done. So then this is now early 2016. Well, I graduated in 2015 and I wanted to give myself the year of 2016. So I had just started a new job in the city, and you know, getting used to that, adapting to that. I loved it at the time, and this job was totally unrelated to what I had done, by the way, for my degree. So then coming now to the end of that year that I had taken a gap initially, I started doing research. I started researching different avenues of psychology I can get into. I wasn't really feeling the clinical aspect. I wasn't really feeling the educational perspective at this time. However, this is when, as I did more research, I discovered positive psychology. And then I realized that there's only 8 universities in the whole world that does this degree, and I was like, what is this? I've never heard about positive psychology. Like, what is this all about? So the more I did research, I learned, you know, the course became more appealing to me. And you know, when you just have the feeling, this is it, this is what I've been looking for, like, this year hasn't been in vain, like, I've found what I want to do. So initially I applied for 2 universities. There's only 3 in the UK, like I mentioned, so I applied to 2 universities, one in London and one in Cambridge. The one in London was more for convenient because it's close to home, I can commute, and it was obviously easy for me to get to my job at the time. So then as I was waiting for an interview, because they had accepted me for the one in London, I had applied for the one in Cambridge. The one from London got back to me, you know, very quick. And so I had already decided, right, I'm going to go to this one. But then halfway through, I don't know what happened. They had to withdraw my application. Something to do with the admissions team. They just got something wrong. And I'll be honest, I wasn't too bothered to chase it up, because the university in Cambridge was just straight, it was applied positive psychology, whereas one in London was, I think, psychology, coaching and something. And in my first degree I had done aspects of coaching, but I wasn't as keen for it to be as part of my masters. So I had already kind of started to just be like, all right, I'm not really feeling that one as much. So scratch all that. I then obviously started my degree in Cambridge, and for me, this is when just things started to make sense. And this is when I really realized just how good God is. and how things work in your favor and how everything happens for a reason. Because let me tell you, I love traveling, right? I love traveling. I've got a passion for it. So then I get to my course, I get my timetable, and I'm just looking at, you know, the modules that I've got coming up, blah blah blah, all of that good stuff. And then I look, and then it says that my next module, and then it said Paris, and I remember thinking, wait, what is going on? Like, and I had to do a double take, like, did I just read that right? It said Paris, France, and I was like, how did I miss this? Like, what is going on? So then, bear in mind, I started my my degree in October 2016. I was due to go to Paris in November the next month, so I had literally less than a month to just get my head around it and like prepare myself that I'm gonna be studying in a different country. But listen, I was so excited. I just remember thinking, wow, like, yeah, I would not have got this if I went to that other university. And then so fast forward, I'm in Paris, living it up, doing one of my modules there. Amazing, incredible, oh my god, like amazing. And so because I had started a week late, I missed the introduction, so then I had to go back to Paris again in January, which I was so excited. And this is where I met the most amazing group of individuals like you would ever have the privilege of meeting. My PPI island crew, like honestly, these guys are amazing. We still keep in contact. We have a WhatsApp group, and it's just a beautiful group of people where we're always encouraging each other, just all love, positivity. It's amazing. So if I had not if I hadn't started late, I wouldn't have gone to Paris again and met this group of people. So once again, another confirmation of right, I was meant to be here, you know. So how long is the course? The course is a year. You can have the option of doing it part-time, you still can, but I chose to just do it for a year only because I had already waited a year to start. I was ready to just get stuck on and just commit myself to just packing all in a year. Why apply positive psychology? Well, naturally I have a passion for people. I have a passion for you know, relationships, just seeing people generally living in their true self, and what the study of psychology looks at is how to help individuals thrive, within themselves, you know, in their communities, in their workplaces. It's basically creating a better space for a better world. And I remember when I started the degree, I had someone ask me, is that some kind of hippie course? Like, I've never heard of that in my life. And so I had a few people a bit like, oh, what kind of course is that? But I'm telling you, it's insane. And you're just introduced to like different research interventions, things that you can apply to in your daily life, you know, resilience, character strength, motivation, all these different aspects of psychology that I never got with my first degree. And this is why I knew this was the right degree for me, because I wasn't really drawn to the clinical aspect, like I've already said. I wasn't really drawn to the counselling aspect of trying to, you know, help people out in that aspect. I'm more of someone that I want to bring out the best in you. I want to see you thrive as an individual. I want to see you thrive in every area of your life, and that's what psychology, for me, positive psychology meant for me. The course and how it worked out. So in terms of how the course is kind of dissected, they call it oh, there's a name for it. They call it blended learning, whereas you have aspects of face-to-face learning, and you also have aspects of distant learning. Now obviously, going from a 3-year degree where everything is you're always in lectures, you're doing, you know, you're always in class, you've got your friends where you're always in the library, you're doing work together. This was very much distant learning, and this is when I really felt the difference. This is when I really thought, wow, this is actually a postgraduate degree. It was nothing like my undergraduate. Everything was very much independent. Learning was very independent. So if you're someone that doesn't mind having, you know, distant learning, but obviously you still have the aspect of face-to-face learning, then I would definitely recommend this degree. Also, one thing I really liked about the degree that is the flexibility it gave me. obviously I was working at the time as well. I love that I didn't have to go in every day. I love that I didn't have to literally put all my time with my degree, because how this works is you choose 4 modules. From what I remember, you choose 4 modules, and each module is a week long, and these different weeks are not all together, they're spaced out within that whole year. So honestly, you get so much time to yourself, and you've got time to work on, obviously, if you've got other stuff going on in your personal life, whether you know it's your job, whether you're working on other projects. It does, I personally believe it does give you that time to do so. And another aspect of the course that I really like, I am not an education kind of person. I love education, but I'm not all about grades. I'm not all about academic achievement. I'm all about the experience, what you get from the experience, and how you come out of it as an individual, and also the people that you meet. So I think for me, I quickly learned that that was what I had wanted to get out of my degree, and of course come out with a master's. And so this degree gave me all of that. I am telling you, if I could do this degree over and over again, I totally would. Best experience of my life. I wouldn't change it for the world. I grew a lot as a person. I learned a lot about myself. There's just so many, it's just so much I can touch onto it. And I guess now, just to kind of finalize, what does the future look like for me? How am I using this degree now, and what are my plans? What I'm currently working on, and it's funny how things happen. What this time off has given me is really putting my project into place. I really want to take this to Africa. I really want to take it to Kenya. I really want to start in schools and in education. So by the time we're running back to normal, and and life has kind of gone back to some kind of normality, I can really start to implement this and get the ball rolling. And I just want to remind anyone, if you've just finished a degree, or you're kind of a little bit confused, or you're not quite sure what to do, just take your time. You don't have, there's no time limit. It's never too late. And it's never too late to start something, and it's never too late to, I was going to say it's never too late to finish something. But yeah, you get my point. Just don't put unnecessarily pressure on yourself. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay if your journey looks a little bit like this. It doesn't always have to look like that. I don't think anyone's journey really looks like a straight line. So just reminding you to just not put pressure on yourself. It's okay. You figure it out. And if you've just finished a 3-year degree, or if you've even finished a master's, and you're just like, do you know what, I actually don't want to do anything related to what I've just learned, then it's okay. You haven't wasted time. You honestly haven't. Just be gentle on yourself, and just know that everything will always work out. And trust me, that version of yourself that you envision, that you see, it will come to pass, and you will get there. We're all on this journey together. No one has it all together. Just always remind yourself that. But yeah, that's where I am. That's what my degree has brought me. Like I said, I would definitely recommend it. They are still, everything is pretty much the same. I was just looking at their website earlier on. Everything is pretty much the same. How the course runs, studying in France, studying in Cambridge. Just have a look if it seems like it's a course that you want to do. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you for watching my video. See you next time.
Elizabeth and Mungai.